And we're live.
Great. Welcome, everyone, to the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd at 1:30 p.m. We are here in council chambers and also in the municipal building as well as Zoom conferencing. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Are there any additions to the agenda? Annette, you have one?
Yes, please. Letter of support for the Leeward products. I sent around an email to everybody. I can speak to it when we get to it.
So correspondence B?
Yeah.
Can I get a confirmation of the agenda? Great, all in favor? We don't, oh, sorry, approval of the minutes. Can I get someone to approve the minutes? Are there any questions? Any concerns? No? Meredith? All in favor? We don't have any delegations today. Oh, did I miss that one? Is there any pecuniary interest or general nature thereof? I'm always missing something. Thanks.
Okay.
So we have approval of the minutes. We don't have any delegations. And moving on to reports. Daryl? Give us an update.
Hello, Daryl.
My reports here.
Do you just spend all your time with inspectors and auditors? Like, is that just your, that's really your role?
Lately it has been.
I have to say, it feels like nothing has changed.
More changes, it stays the same.
Later.
Meredith is a decade behind. She's like, yeah, here we are, 2015.
Same old.
So anyways, we still haven't got our report. For the water inspector. She is still asking questions for the 57th day, so it's taken a while.
Okay,
Just tell them water runs downhill.
That's right.
all right, well, it's,
And we did get our audit report
Yep.
though.
Uh-huh.
And all's well there for now. Till the next one.
in 2 months.
Yeah, that's right. Other than that, it's pretty well just regular stuff.
It's all good. Thanks for helping with the locates and for Kavanaugh and Bridge.
So we're still doing the Enbridge locates. People are starting to hook up, better look at it, but there's quite a few came in yesterday.
That's exciting.
So,
Right, I know that it's been a slow uptake, and we were speaking with Enbridge, that it really will depend on when people need to replace their furnaces or their appliances. People will come on as those things go, I
That's right,
think.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So anyways, they're going out this way here. They're getting pretty close to being hooked up, all the way up the hill too. They don't
great.
have that much. They're down as far as the library. And they're up by the water tower, so they just have part of that section in the middle there, just around on the curve there where there's a lot of rock.
Yeah. Welcome to Bonnechere Valley.
That's right.
So do one of your team goes to each individual house when they're doing a hookup to make sure everything's
Yes, we have to go to each individual
Okay.
house and just mark it on the
just to
ground.
guide them, yeah.
And they're great people, like they call if something doesn't seem right at all, they're right away on the phone, can you come double check this, can you come do this, can you do that? So the guys have been really good,
As opposed to the lighting project.
yeah.
I'll just figure it out. We had a meeting in the freezing cold and snow. There are 8 of us out there on the road trying to figure out how to place these lights on Water Street. And so Daryl and his crew, everybody's got it all figured out, but it was quite the meeting. Finally, I went, I'm an expendable crew member, and I went to my truck.
Was cold.
Yes. But thanks for doing that as well. I appreciate it.
Anything else? Anybody? Okay, we're on to the budget now. Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks, Daryl.
And a few weeks hopefully.
the B word.
Yes.
Jason, you're up.
And we're on.
Oh, Jason.
So to start, as everyone can see, the Highway 60 corridor is nicely paved and new curbs and sidewalks.
Looks good.
Finally. Wasn't the smoothest project.
Hmm.
I'm glad it's done though. No, like I'm not complaining, it's just, it did take a long time.
Yes, there's a few pickups. The fall leaf pickup, we did pick up 175 bags, which was really good. Last year's was 289. But we had some snow in between, so that bit of a difference. The waste sites for the Christmas season, none of the waste sites will be impacted. Good. The Christmas schedules for curbside, so we will have to switch the Thursday to the Wednesday of Christmas. And same with January 1st, will also be the 31st.
The people should unwrap their presents early.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Let's change the date.
You'll be back the next week, though, right?
Yes.
So there you
It's
go.
Christmas Eve Eve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The recycling transition for 2026, Miller Waste.
So I had a question from a resident and I thought it was a really good question because we're hearing of other places where they're able to recycle more. Is that the case with Miller's or are we recycling exactly the way we always have? Because you wrote, like, this will not impact the resident, like forward facing, they won't see any difference. It will be behind the scenes. But did we ever ask Miller's if they can recycle more?
The listing I seen was that there will be an increase
Oh, there will.
of, black plastics again.
Okay,
Your cookie trays, all that kind of stuff.
great.
Yeah,
That's-
there is a list.
So all of our residents will get that to throw in their fridge. Love it.
When does that take effect?
January 1st.
So that's something that maybe in that newsletter that
Yeah,
is being put together would be really helpful information.
we're just in under the deadline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then,
and then people will keep it forever.
yeah, probably something for our website and our Facebook page as well.
Mhm,
I'm so glad I asked.
mhm.
And it was random because I thought, well, no, we'll recycle the same because it is the same, but it is a different company. That's great news, Jason. Thank you.
Well, actually, that's through the
Oh, the producer was,
Yes.
gotcha,
yes.
gotcha.
Does it make sense to have just a black and white printout at the dump sites?
But this is for people in town specifically?
Yeah,
Waste
Oh,
sites would be the same.
but it'd be the same way sites.
But yeah, but the people in town are the blue boxes that
Yeah, yeah.
others will be picking up.
So,
But everybody's gonna need the list.
No, but
Yeah.
also people going to the dump.
The waste
with their-
sites, they're picking up there also.
Oh, yeah,
that's why I'm thinking if they had a handout, because
yeah,
I think there's more outside of town than inside town.
for sure. Yeah,
So
right, this is,
they will be
Yeah.
purchasing 23 of our bins and replacing them with bigger roll-off bins. So it should make it more economical for them for pickups. Right, so
okay,
our winter maintenance on the connecting link, we're able to get the price negotiated through Weber, so that's helped us out immensely.
after my little rant, Annette made sure that the Eganville leader understood that it got fixed that afternoon.
The Santa Claus parade, we will be assisting with traffic control.
Jeez,
Pending-
can we have a truck?
Yes.
Zamboni's not gonna work.
We, can we put the Zamboni on a float?
Don't know if it'll go on the ramps.
Oh, drat. I like the vision though. It's funny.
It is actually. cute.
So I offered up my Tahoe, but my Tahoe has gremlins. And so Merv is gonna drive and the rest of us will get out and hand out candy. But I think a
Town-
branded truck is the way to go. If we can borrow one, please.
What a 3/4 ton or whatever, half ton,
I don't think it matters. Merv driving, ask him.
Standard automatic.
automatic.
Beauty, thank
Doesn't
you.
matter.
Red?
And it's red.
Yeah, and
Whoa.
it's red.
Need to add some lights?
I've got some of the ones that I used
Where do you want me
last
to pick it
year.
up?
And some tinsel, maybe
Uh,
we can.
Do you have any?
Probably drop it off
I
for
don't
you.
have any.
I
Okay.
don't. I
Oh,
pass.
actually, I do have a little bit.
You read them?
We'll talk after about decorating.
So you hang the cats from the tree.
The cats eat the tinsel, that's
It's
not.
the
good.
way you said it. I don't, I have cats.
Just no, tinsel and cats don't mix.
Yeah, because we'll be at the arena at noon,
Yes.
so, and then we can decorate with whatever we hodgepodge together from our homes. Okay,
I think they declare some surplus equipment. We have a 2007 Sterling tandem garbage truck. I would like to sell, and a 2009 Ford or Chevrolet extended cab.
do you put this stuff on Gov Deals as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably do that.
I'm shocked at how many people use Gov Deals. Like, it's really had an uptake.
So how do you, besides Gov Deals, like if residents wanted to,
GG,
Kijiji?
Auto Trader.
Yeah.
Cool. Any-
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Someone know, Daryl,
Okay,
Daryl's here, Daryl Redmond?
we'll see you on Saturday night.
He was in the office.
Okay. That guy needs a beeper. You know what I mean? Daryl.
Is Jason grabbing?
Yeah.
it? Okay. Gimme. There, Daryl.
Hello.
So, there's a typo on the fire report. I just noticed it. So in other, we actually ended up with 4 calls, which brings it up to 36, which brings the total to the year at 86. So the last 4-year average is at 79 calls.
Wish your typo was the other way.
Well, it wasn't some. And, and you have the,
That's you.
changes that were made on the CRA and my building report, which is pretty much, I could probably safely say that it's coming to an end.
Okay,
I do have an addition, or sorry, renovation to deal with sometime between now and very no rush for it, so.
thank you for doing the community risk assessment again. It's very, very, very good.
Well, like I said, it's a living document and we'll just keep updating as we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say on is there was times when I was reading it where there are some alliterations. And I was going back to see like if they had been defined. And I think you have it on like, as I was kind of going back and forth trying to understand what some of them meant.
Oh, acronyms.
Acronyms, not alliterations.
It's okay.
It's an actual acronym.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand like certain things like, but just as it's a living document, I thought I'd give you that feedback to say, and I'm trying to remember where it was. Like I knew what a hazmat suit was, but there was other things like, anyways, I can always, like OBC,
Ontario Building Code,
okay. So just things like the first time that you put something like that, like write it out in full with them.
well, the acronym, oh, I mean, in the report itself.
Yeah,
Okay, well, in the acronym, it should say OBC, I'm not sure what it states OBC, and then says what it is. Ontario
No,
Building
I
Code.
think Mario's is right. I know it was, but I get what they're saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They're not
first time
consistent throughout.
There's a whole
Yeah.
list of acronyms at the beginning, though, there's a whole
Yeah.
section.
there is a definition list somewhere, but.
there's
this
a
is-
reference to a page where there's the definition page, but like on the
It's right
executive.
at the start,
Yeah.
it's kind of one of the
The
second pages
acronyms
there,
are there, yeah,
yeah.
in alphabetical order.
But
No.
if, as I'm going
No,
through
no,
it,
no. This is a truncated
right, so as I'm. going
community
through it,
risk assessment.
if I see it,
Sorry.
see,
It's missing pages because these are your amendments.
oh,
That's why. But
Yeah.
there is a definition page in the actual community risk assessment.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, not in here,
Right,
yes.
sorry.
Yeah, so in the executive summary, just the first time you mention it'd be helpful for someone like me who's reading this and doesn't know
Yeah,
everything already. That's all.
I know how much Tracy loves acronyms and initializations. They're her
Yeah.
favorite.
With the explanation, we're okay.
I was glad CRA, you said community risk assessment, otherwise I would have thought it was like the Canada Revenue Agency. So, you know, like
It's true.
Well,
but you did, it did do it there.
It's like,
hopefully ratepayers will mail their checks to the CRA, our fire department.
Exactly.
it's no different than the ESA, right? The ESA is the Endangered Species Act, but it's also the
Electrical
Employment
Safety
Standards Act,
Authority.
and it's the
Electrical safety.
Safety.
Electrical Safety Authority.
Yeah,
English language is lovely.
yeah,
I guess it all depends on what scope you're in.
right.
Yeah,
That you refer what to it, so.
well, and I can't remember what we were watching, and I said to Dave, why don't they just say what they mean, like, instead of using all these initials? And Dave looked at me and he's like, really? Like, all you guys do is speak in shorthand. He's like,
Yeah,
I don't think after 3 years I've mastered it yet. How about you, John? The acronyms.
Well, I've lived with them for many years.
Sure. That's true.
oh, that's a very good point.
There's a lot of. so. Okay, any other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay, moving on to correspondence A. Were there any items within these articles that we want to address? Action? Last meeting, no?
I got a little bit, and so does Annette.
Okay.
But not name.
Going on to correspondence B. Advocacy for funds to effectively manage the Emerald Ash border infestation. Any of these items we want to support?
Emerald Ash, we actually did through our weed inspector and our county forester of the county.
Did I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. The Emerald Ash board, did you say we have some here?
That's a,
Got them in my backyard.
oh, really? Okay.
Like
So-
I've got a tree on Boncher Lodge Road on my property that's about 6 to 8 inches in diameter, and it's dead from the ground right up. It's just an ash. And I'm not able to walk through the bush to see if there's more.
It's quite a mature tree.
Yeah.
Could be either way, I guess, but there's lots of 4 to 6 inch ash are dying now
Yeah.
throughout Renfrew County.
So our county forester is keeping an eye on this.
It's taken care of?
Yeah.
Any of these items that we want to action and support?
I certainly support the one about looking for exemptions to the recycling costs for nonprofits like our food bank.
Mm,
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's something be worth doing. I thought it was well presented and I'd like to support that.
Absolutely.
So could we do we just direct staff in that regard?
Sending a letter?
Yeah, no, we'll do it for the next meeting.
Okay.
Perfect.
What about the Ottawa Valley affordable housing? Are we covered through MESA and other county initiatives?
Yes, and I've explained this issue over and over to the individual, and I know John has as well, is that we cannot work in silos as municipalities when it comes to housing.
Yeah.
This has to be partnerships amongst several municipalities, or in fact at a county level where the services are. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that I've explained it, John's explained it, so it's getting a little frustrating, just that I think that we're doing all we can. And of course, now we've got the Heart Hub as well. And that's finally, after months and months and months, it is finally taking off. So I think that we're doing some really good work, but it's got to be more than just on a sugar.
Yeah.
And I took this letter as just being an announcement that they have a new name to work at.
You know what, John, I did too, because I did wonder, and then I was like, oh yeah, they changed the name.
mhm.
Black bears? We have an issue here with black bears?
No.
Sorry.
We do?
There, oh yeah,
Oh, we do?
terrible at the dumps. Oh, terrible,
Really,
terrible,
eh?
terrible. Yes, they're a real
Yeah.
problem.
Then let's support that.
Yeah.
Not supporting black bears. Sorry. I didn't know
Monitor the
that.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I know at the dumps that, I wasn't sure, I was pretty sure they were black and not brown bears. Brown bears are.
I had one brown bear like
You're
two
good.
summers ago, next door at my cottage.
But
Big
we
black
had,
bear,
we had that one that walked up our laneway
yeah,
and we got it on camera.
so it is a problem.
And it was a big one, but it was tagged also. Yeah,
Oh, so he's more friendly.
So,
Yes.
so this is a letter from them.
Yeah.
Is there an action item?
So they're looking for comments, it's on the registry.
Yeah.
We don't, I mean, we can submit that we're in support of this, we've noticed it, or we can not comment at all. We just know that they're looking, clearly they know, MNR knows it's an issue and they're looking at expanding additional harvesting of the black bears.
I wonder if it would be helpful to our residents to put this on our socials
Yeah,
and ask if they had any feedback that they can provide it directly or
Mhm.
through us or.
because I know that there was one on your road, correct, Sandra? You had a black bear living down there for ages.
I've seen it.
Hmm.
It's the only one I've seen is the one on your road. It crosses back and forth
I
sometimes.
haven't seen a black bear in years, until, since they got away from an open dump.
Well, this one was so bold, it literally walked up our laneway in front of our house.
At yours.
Yes, I have a video of it. I'll show you on a break.
So like,
Um,
like the ash borer, I think that the ministry, we're not going to do any, be
you're
able
not
to do
telling them
that.
anything they don't
But
know.
I
Yeah.
think disseminating the
Yeah.
information is a good idea.
Yeah,
For sure.
I was surprised to see the comment about bear bile. Is that an issue here? Like, that people harvested or kill
Well,
bears?
their gallbladders are extremely valuable
But
in
here-
Asian markets.
Yeah, in Asian markets,
Yeah,
but is it
they're
an
used
issue
for
here?
natural medicine.
Yeah,
really?
I knew that, but not in Ontario, small town.
Well, people can sell parts of the bears that they harvest legally, and
Yeah.
if somebody will buy it.
What would they
And
be
it's good
used
market.
for?
It's medicines. huh?
It's medicine, it's herbal medicine or natural medicine. not
Really?
Yeah.
Who knew? You learn something new every day at this
Don't
table,
you?
people.
I haven't shot a bear in years.
Well, somebody
A
else.
lifetime for me, so.
Me too.
Wow, okay. Any other of the items we want to talk about?
We do have to talk about the letter of support for
Mhm.
Killaloe Wood
Yes.
Products.
That's
Yeah.
number 9, the added.
Yeah, so, Annette can speak. That, yeah, there are two issues or two challenges. One is this letter to M&R and the other is the zoning. The zoning will come back to us later on, but I met with Megan and then Annette joined us, Megan from Killaloe Wood Products last Friday. And this is something that the M&R is asking for, and I think it was an easy ask on their behalf.
Mhm. Yeah, so they came with the letter, I guess they had approached Dale in some development and stuff that they're doing on their site. But you know, it's beyond his authority to sign a letter of support for the township. And I guess upon further review of their extension and what they're going through, it was discovered that our zoning bylaw, although their property is zoned for aggregate, forestry is a permitted use, but it's not defined broadly enough or clear enough that this actually incorporates it. And in the zoning bylaw, if it's not specific, if it's not written in there, then it's prohibited, and that's the way the zoning bylaw is interpreted. Always, that's part of the planning act. So we can submit to so they submitted a general inquiry form to the county. The county's gonna come back with comments. I'm sure they can take those exact comments, put them right into a zoning bylaw application, which will come forward to council. But that doesn't stop us from supporting their application with M&R so that they can continue to go forward. I mean, I just wanted to make sure council was aware that, you know, we're supporting what they're doing, knowing that it's not supported in our zoning bylaw right now. Not that it's not supported, but it's not there. So just so it's not confused as, so we supported this, so how come we now are saying it's prohibited?
It will be
Yeah.
an exception to their current zoning.
Yeah.
But it was sort of ironic because Minister Holland was just here a few months ago with a grant for biomass.
Mhm.
So it was a bit surprise. Anyway, I think we've sorted it out, but if I have permission to sign that letter, that would be wonderful.
Because it takes 3 months for the zoning to go through, right? Like, so if we make them wait 3 months for the letter, that doesn't go great for the funding and everything that they've received. So unless council has serious concerns, you know, the support letter will allow them to go through that process. they won't even have all that ready to go before the zoning is gonna go through, and obviously if there's an appeal to the zoning, that's gonna be a whole nother matter that M&R will have to deal with them, so the letter of support will definitely not mean as much at that point if that were to happen, but I don't suspect it will, they've
I
been
don't
there for
either.
a long time.
I put my support behind Jennifer's support all the way.
So everybody's in favor?
Mhm.
Awesome, yeah.
A point of order, can we turn the television on? So that we can see,
Yourselves?
yeah,
You wanna see yourself?
well, I just, if I. There's a reason.
Getting back to the wood product, I
I
gather
can see it on
they
the.
pretty much wrapped up their grinding and whatnot at the Killaloo site.
White.
I think that's just storage now. I haven't been by there lately. But I think that's just storage.
What's that?
I said I think they've ceased all their grinding over to Killaloo site in our town, well, it's sort of in our township.
Well,
Like
we're
Gorman
talking
Road.
about the site on 41.
I know it's 41, but
Yeah.
I'm saying they used to be able on the right day, hear their chipper going from at home.
Oh,
So I gather the neighbors closer weren't happy, so I suspect that's why they moved all the chipping down here.
Every day when another wood product is used for commerce instead of being thrown out is a good day.
well, I feel like we're gonna be the biomass capital of Ontario with all the different forestry units doing something
Yeah.
exciting. I think it's fantastic.
Just a little nitty gritty. They had a fire over there off the Killaloo site. And our fire department responded, except that they weren't in our township. Because the road was in the wrong place. And they're in Cornwall Haggerty Richards, but it appeared as though we're and our fire department responded and then figured out it's not ours.
Okay, moving on, Jen, mayor's report.
Excellent.
No,
Sorry,
sorry, no,
before we
nothing
get
of
there-
correspondence C.
Before we get there, can I just ask, has this council done anything already about the protecting Ontario by unleashing our economy act? So there was 2 letters.
Yes,
We have,
yeah, I believe we did.
We didn't do anything.
We didn't? I think we did it wrong then. My apologies.
yeah, because AMO and Roma, but I
Yes.
do feel like, while it's, right now, will affect, the green belt in that area. At any point, it could also affect us, and I think it is a difficult pill to swallow that the government can come in and just without consultation in this bill, so I would be in favor of thinking about how we would want to do it, but not necessarily rushing it today.
Okay. So, and my apologies, I sometimes Roma, because AMO sends it directly to Roma.
Yeah,
So then we do it immediately to get our
Yeah.
and our organization out there.
So is this something we need to table for future?
Yeah, so are we supporting number 8 or not supporting number 8? Are we moving number 8 to correspondence C? To discuss another.
I'm supportive. We supported it at Roma, like it is important.
I'd be fine to support it now.
okay,
It
For
might
next
also
meeting?
be, could it have a place at our leadership day, our training day? If we need topics to discuss.
No, I think this is simply
This is
supporting
the-
the resolution.
I
I'm
just
happy to
think we,
support it.
so I just think we might want to give it a little bit more thought in that we can put a local lens on how it could affect us here.
Sure.
And I'm not prepared today to do that. So I do support it and we could just pass it on as that. But if we wanted to do a local lens, I think it would take a little bit more the research and thought.
Let's put it under correspondence C.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, then we can, yeah, because when Roma does it,
it's
we don't
blanket.
want it to be local, right?
Right.
We want it to speak to everybody.
Okay, we're good.
Yes, thank you.
So we don't have any correspondence C today, so moving on to the mayor's report.
So since my last report, I've attended 17 meetings and a couple of community events. I'll just share some key highlights. The county council summary for November will appear in our December 16th committee package. We didn't quite, even though we went until 5 o'clock last Wednesday, we didn't get through our entire day, so we have a special meeting of county council tomorrow with a lot of agenda items, so it's gonna be interesting. I will be here for 1:30 for BMO. I'm also pleased to report that the county's investment of $9.8 million in Ruby Road, Opeongo Road, and Foymount Road is now substantially complete. The only remaining section is 1 kilometer of Foymount Road that isn't being ripped up. They're just putting a top layer on it. And it's really exciting that all the yellow lines are painted, because that is not a fun road to drive in the dark with no yellow lines down the middle in a rainstorm. Yeah. Anyway, on November 20th, several of my county council colleagues and I were at Queen's Park for our Renfrew County Day. We met with multiple ministers, associate ministers, and parliamentary assistants, and we brought forward some very clear messages on behalf of rural Ontario, flexible funding, workforce development, connectivity, housing, healthcare access, shared services, modern governance framework, tourism, recreation, and quality of life in rural Ontario. We emphasized our strong strategic plan here in the county, major projects like highways. We did have Billy in the room, and we were talking about Highway 17 with the parliamentary assistant for MTO, Rick Brise, and I said to Rick, who I've known for years, he was a mayor, he was on the Roma board in his previous life, and I said, if Billy writes on his Facebook page, it's sunny outside, somebody will write, what about Highway 17? So everybody in the room thought that was, it was poignant, like, we understand, it's very frustrating. By an environmental reliance, but I think one of the, because I didn't really have a minister there for finance, because I'm the chair of finance, I was there for the hugs. And, but I think one of our messages throughout everything is sustainable funding, because it is so hard to budget when we're expected to budget, strong mayors before February the 1st, but the provincial government's year end is March 31st. So we're not always sure about funding. It can get a little, like, even the best example I can give is the OPP funding, right? So budgeting for that in the next year. So very interesting. And I will say that we were accepted as for the delegation with the Solgen, Mike Kersner, for the OPP billing. So that's very interesting as well. The other thing was that Mayor Neil Nicholson presented on an untapped magnesium mine in Whitewater Township, and it sparked significant interest. And when you think about, well, it is one of the provincial priorities, right? Our own mineral aggregate, our own natural resources. So this mine hasn't been mined since Teminko in, I believe it was the 80s. So there's acres of untapped magnesium there. And with trying to bring, airplane manufacturing, helicopter manufacturing, the magnesium, I only know this because my Uncle Mike works at Haley's. Shout out to Uncle Mike. They make the dashboards for airplanes and cars, etc. So very interesting. It is at the baby stages right now, but it's on their radar. So, and so funny that it came right on the heels of the feds talking about the nickel mines in the Ring of Fire. So, yay. Roma, on December 1st, yesterday, we received a report on the trains and drains issue. It does not affect us here in Renfrew County. However, it does affect one of my zone municipalities. It is with regard to drainage off the CP and CN railways, but nothing is for sure yet. So I'll give you more updates in the new year and a more well-rounded explanation about this. Right now, it is in legal, so it's really tough to give a good report on it.
Thank you for not saying Folsom.
Yeah, you're welcome. I stopped myself.
Thank you.
And you know why? Under Eorn, some great news. We just, like, last Friday, the tower at Wolf Road and O'Connor Road is now active. So one more new tower in Bonashir Valley. Very exciting. So November 21st, Leeds and Grenville Economic Development Summit in Kempville. The province and Eorn announced a major new broadband investment tied to the Eastern Ontario Infill Broadband Project. The highlights, an $18.4 million project to support Eorn-led broadband expansion. Don't get too excited. 12.1 million of it is going directly to Leeds and Grenville. However, it is 11 new fixed wireless towers, upgrades to 13 existing towers, and about 248 kilometers of new fiber. So one of the reasons that Eorn is sort of involved in this, even though we're the cell gap project, not the broadband project, is that Rogers does have fixed wireless as opposed to fiber in the ground. So this allows you to have your internet off these cell towers. It's what I use at home. So it is for more rural and remote places where they can't necessarily get fiber in the ground due to our topography or the rock. So it should help. Go ahead.
Just to say, we actually tried it at our place, because we would like to get off of Elon Musk, but it doesn't work where we are, because we still need sightlines to cell towers. So it, just to give you that piece of
When
information,
was the last time you tried it?
this fall.
Oh, okay, so
like,
recently.
Yeah, because we're switching our phones over to Rogers for the cell gap.
Right?
So we were trying to see if we could do it all in one, and we did test it at home.
Okay.
And it doesn't, so it will work in some places, but it's still a topography sight line issue.
I will send a note to Eorn,
Yeah.
but thank you for letting me know that.
And we even, just to say, like, we even can see like the Douglas Tower from our bathroom.
Really?
And we put it up there to see like even there, and it still wasn't.
Oh, okay, so you're using the inside hub. Okay, no.
There's another,
There are antennas that go on the house.
okay.
Ours is actually on our TV antenna, and the young lad that came out to, because they swap out our equipment as they upgrade. The young lad that came out to swap out our latest one didn't know what a TV tower was. So we left it up as sort of a lightning rod, and thank goodness we did, because it's been struck a few times.
I
But
have one too. the
Right?
Cottage,
But-
yeah,
and this young lad had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like way up in the sky, in the air.
Okay,
So,
so the Rogers people
yes,
don't necessarily all know what the rural realities are and what to give
Okay.
us in order to do that. So that's good for me to
that
know,
is
but just,
great feedback.
Yeah,
because
on
we,
their service, I have to say,
On
the
their service
Nokia,
side.
Nokia gateway, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Not
it
the
was,
Nokia?
we were right in
Oh.
our Rogers store.
no, your modem. what
Oh,
is-
I don't know, yeah,
It's the white tower?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
so.
yeah, so you
Okay.
can, but no, you weren't, if you do deal with online customer service, they're not gonna they don't tell you that, you know what, put it up on your TV antenna.
okay.
Yeah,
No, this is an
Yeah.
actual little antenna.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
that's, was not an option when when I was going for Rogers services,
Okay.
yeah.
That is great feedback, because the other feedback I gave our staff at our last Eorn board meeting was that switching our phones was not, thank you, that face. And so,
we spent 3 hours in the Rogers store and got 2 phones done and had to leave without it finished.
yes, so,
Sorry, this is not about me, but
No,
just to
hey,
say,
no,
feedback to
it's
make it
good
better for other
feedback.
people.
Because I didn't
Yeah.
realize that our staff had been trying to switch to Rogers since May.
Mhm.
And so I got on with my contacts, and they finally got back to them, but this is really important feedback.
Yeah,
Okay, so, yes. I will give you the information for Rogers Fixed Wireless. Okay, and so I could not make the announcement because of course I was in Toronto, But I did say as Chair of Eorn, I'm truly grateful for the province's commitment to finishing the job on rural connectivity. This investment means real progress for the people we serve, families, seniors, farmers, entrepreneurs, everyone who simply needs fast, reliable internet to keep up in today's world. And we're proud to work with the province and our ISP partners to make sure no community in Eastern Ontario gets left behind. And I will say NRTCO is one of the 5 ISPs.
Can I just make another, you said with the province, this was also joint funding with the federal government too, I believe, because I worked on it when I was.
This announcement was not, but the Eorn Celgat project was.
Right,
It was a split between the province
Yeah.
and the feds, and that, but this is a different project.
okay.
Yeah. Our health unit met on November 25th. There was nothing substantial of note at that meeting. Okay, so under other, next year marks the 25th anniversary of the amalgamated townships. And of course, we have 4 of our townships that amalgamated into Bonnechere Valley. And so much like when we did our 125th in 2016, I'd love to see 25 events tied around Canada Day or running throughout the year. Annette and I met with Kayla Desjardins, president of the museum, and Laurel Cook from Bonnechere Inspired to review their ideas for Canada Day and their 2026 programming. So they're already looking at next December. So I think that between the partnerships of us, Bonnechere Inspired, the museum, I think that this is really manageable and could be a lot of fun. And to your point, let's make Canada Day bigger, better, funner, right? So more to come with that. I also met with Megan from Killuwood Products, and next year is their 40th anniversary. So they're interested in a contribution to the community, and given the requests we've had for shade trees at Legion Field, I thought that this would be an excellent partnership. And Megan thought so too. It's right in their wheelhouse, right? So instead of little saplings, we would plant proper shade trees that could grow. And this came at the exact right time, because last week at County Council, we had a fabulous delegation from our forester, Lacey Rose, about this federal program to plant trees. It is extremely convoluted. There are a lot of rules, and it's like $50,000 projects, which would mean we'd have to partner, and there's a lot of bureaucracy. So I sent it to Annette, and Annette and I talked about it, and it's not really for small rural. And I think Lacey kind of indicated that it would take many of the townships to get together and do this. So then when Megan told me that it was their 40th and they had a little bit of money, I thought that this was the perfect thing. And what a nice way to celebrate their 40th and the 25th anniversary of amalgamation. So that's.
Sounds good.
So on November 24th, I brought greetings on behalf of council at the Seniors Wellness Fair at the Echo Center. They had a lot of vendors. It was quite impressive. On November 28th, council and I attended the tree lighting at the tourist booth despite the weather. It was a wonderful event. Thank you to the staff for making it such a success. And Tracy, we missed you, but the tree is finally taller than me.
I read that.
Barely.
Progress.
Progress, exactly. Okay, so in upcoming tomorrow, December the 3rd, Annette and I will be meeting with BMO following their announcement of the Eganville branch closure on June 4th of next year. Should be interesting. On December every time I bring it up, I get heated. On December the 10th, the inaugural session of County Council will be held, where a new warden will be elected. You are all welcome to attend. Just be forewarned, if I lose, I'll cry. What are we kidding? If I win, I'll cry. There are gonna be tears
What's
one
the
way or
date?
the other. Pardon me?
What's the date?
Next Wednesday, the 10th.
Take some Kleenex.
What time? You let us know.
9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in, I'll, you know what?
That's the vote. Is that also the inauguration at the same time?
Yeah,
Oh, they don't do it in,
no,
okay.
no, it's all at once. It's very efficient. I will tell you what time. 9:30.
On Wednesday, December 10th.
Yes, please. So just, bring tissue. And on December 14th, we will be at the Santa Claus Parade, so we'll be at the arena at noon, and so Jason's now got a truck for us. That is great news, and that concludes my report. Thank you. Yes, Meredith.
Just going back to the 25 years, and you were talking about Inspire Bonshire and the museum. I'm just recalling when we had the 125 in 2016, we had a committee that we kind of put together of people that were interested in taking ownership of some of these different events. And it also served as a really good way of just bringing people in and giving them the opportunity to participate. And it made me think about, we've been talking about doing maybe a rec committee type thing for youth.
Mhm.
This might be a good way if we form a committee for this 25 years since amalgamation and the events, that they can work together with, on behalf of council
Right.
with these other organizations, and then we can see who are the people who really show up and step up and maybe harness some of those good talents that we find going forward into a rec committee. So my thought is to put together a committee for this in particular that's represents council, and maybe have some. Did you already have that? So I just said what you were already thinking.
So,
You said it great. I'm glad it was said by somebody other than me.
Okay.
so I would just say that, in the past, what we found, works best is that each of the local groups, so, the curling club, the library, the museum, the Legion, the Rotary Club, whichever, what has worked really well is, using Sarah as the conduit, and each of them submits to her what they have planned, because what happens is if you get a committee together and the committee has certain ideas, and each group, because they already have their, their talents, what they like to do, where they like to do it, their locations, all of that kind of thing. And so, that's really worked well. That worked really well, with March Madness.
I was
It-
gonna,
it's
I was
worked
gonna
really
jump in
well
and say
with
that,
Canada
yeah.
Day. So I mean, that's fine if council wants to put together a committee, the committee could be that conduit. But I do find, for volunteers, because they're already volunteering for a group, to then volunteer for a committee and then go back to their group, it works really well for them to just come forward and say, here's what we have planned to celebrate the 25th. Here's what we have planned to celebrate the 25th. And then, to have council and Sarah, like, put it together in one, whether it's a calendar, one promotional
Mhm.
item with all of these things. Because honestly, I find our volunteers are like doers. They're
Yeah.
like, we don't really want to meet. We don't really want to have a committee. We don't want to talk about stuff. What do you need from us?
Yeah.
Give us the direction and we will go for it. And we will give it back to you. And then the township being really the conduit to say, let's put it all together as one. Let's make it good marketing material and put it out there. So that just putting that's worked really well in the past, more so than the committees, but we can do both as well, but yeah.
I just thought that whoever from this table wants to be on it, and then Bonashir have, as we did, one member from Bonashir Inspired, one member from the museum, maybe one member from the library, and one member.
Yeah, like we've talked about that here at the table when we met with Sarah and them, and when we talked to Laurel and Kayla, that.
I know, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind at least having an initial I think that
Mhm.
I think the township has to take the lead,
Mhm.
Yes.
but I certainly don't want to leave anybody behind.
No, but I think that's what, when we take the lead and we reach out to all the different organizations and say, here's what we want to do, what can you bring to the table? And then they bring that to the table, that works better than, I mean, we can say we're having a meeting on this day to discuss it and bring them in, but I find like the library, the museum, Bonshire Inspired are more like, this is what works with our plan. So if this works into your plans, we would really like to be incorporated into what you're doing. But we don't want to come to the table and hear what this group's doing, what this group's doing, what this group's doing. We already know what we want to do as part of that. You know what I mean? So,
I don't think the two are mutually exclusive though, and the way that I remember it working before was that it was precisely that, like the library is doing all of these things, and they're doing this, and then what other things, what do we see if there's any gaps, or do we have enough for this? And then the committee, which is made up of people from all of those, plus maybe some additional new people that don't know how to get involved or would like an opportunity to participate, and say, and maybe we do one group like on behalf, one or two events on behalf of the township in addition to, but I agree with you, like that there's the single marketing and that people don't want to spend all their time coming to a committee meeting.
Oh,
But
yeah,
just-
no, I wasn't
No.
thinking that.
I know,
was
I think
thinking
you and I are
normally
thinking.
The way we did it at the 125 worked very well. We were the lead, and then people just uploaded what they were doing to Dana at the
Yeah.
time. And then we made sure that we weren't doing any of those things.
Yeah, and then anything
Um,
additional.
Yeah, and then,
and that's exactly
We
what happened
did.
with March Madness and with
Yeah.
Canada Day, like, that's what we've been doing the entire, because since COVID happened, like, it just, when we came back after COVID, that just didn't work, so it just went
What,
better
sorry,
with.
what didn't work?
It didn't work to have committees and try and do that. What worked was us reaching out to the groups through Sarah, having them submit their stuff, bringing it back to council to say, here's the plan. And then you're right, any gaps, then the township was like, let's add this or that to it. And then, you know, and we would still invite the groups to be like, these are the things we're adding to it. Do you want to be a part of it? But I mean, you can still do that through a committee as opposed to through Sarah and council. It's just we haven't found that's worked since the pandemic.
but I don't
we
think
can-
this
we
has
can
to be
try.
onerous either. I agree
Yeah.
with you, Nat. Nobody wants to sit.
Yeah,
We're not having meetings for meetings' sake.
yeah,
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think that we at least need an initial meeting to say, you know, what are you doing for a call out for volunteers? What are you doing?
Or a
Yeah.
flagship event, like township, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly,
We may want to have a flagship event. whether it's
exactly.
yeah,
Cocktail, or not cocktail, coffee, like whatever, something to kick off.
And
the
we don't
whole
wanna
thing.
use their volunteers
No.
that are doing their events, so
Dead
let's
on.
and we don't wanna put it on staff, so let's see if people wanna
We
be
don't
part of
have-
our smaller group.
Yeah,
that's
we
a-
don't have staff to put it on.
Right,
So if we're gonna do the Amazing Race, we need help,
yeah. So like
because
if
we're
that's,
older now.
if that's the, if that's the township event,
Yeah.
then that's a thing where, like, I'm just saying, normally we reach out to the other groups, say, these are the events we're doing. We would like you to contribute to this. We would like to do live marketing, whatever. You know, if you want to be a part of the Amazing, great, come on in.
right,
But if you are also doing something connected to that day, we just want to include it. And that seemed to go good, like, just with Sarah sending that blast email out, reporting back to council, and we got it organized. Whereas when we tried to get sort of committee meetings, then it's like, well, who's making the decision? Well, now we don't have quorum. Well, not everybody's here at the committee. It's just
Mhm.
since COVID, it's just, we've lost volunteers and they just want to do. They're like, just tell me what we're doing. And they're already volunteering for these groups. So to add to another groups, I haven't seen it work since COVID. I'm not saying it won't work. Yeah, that's just my thought is, if we want to have a committee, we can put a call out to all of those groups.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, be careful, you're not, like, just be careful, all those groups are not all doing their own thing, and then it all has to come back through the committee. Like,
No.
it worked better just.
No,
coming to
no,
the
no, no,
table
and
with
that's,
Sarah.
that's not how we did it for the
Yeah.
125th either.
Okay,
No,
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 it was like we said that 125
Mhm.
events,
yeah,
and we counted everything the library was doing within that 125, and there was no oversight on it.
yeah,
You go and do that, but then it was like, all right, so here's all the things, what else?
yeah.
yeah,
And those other things that we chose as a flagship or whatnot,
yeah,
then we had a group of people that would work
Okay,
on it.
okay,
Yeah.
I understand
So
that, that's great, so
and
it's not all the events are coming through the.
No,
No.
because we were
It's not-
getting all the
Okay.
events and we put them into a spreadsheet. And then it was like, oh, we're at 101. Now what do we do?
Yeah.
So,
This
That's
was,
what we did.
that's what I was saying, you
Same.
weren't,
Yeah.
you were part of it
Okay.
then, so I did the
Yeah.
application for the museum, the
That's
Fed
good.
Dev fund,
Mhm.
$100,000. But part of that and part of our success was gathering every single event that was taking place here
Yeah.
and having metrics assigned to it.
Exactly.
And the values, and that was part of winning the project, is that the abundance of
Yeah,
things that we were doing in this community.
That's right.
and then this committee would just fill in the gap for the township,
That's-
filling in the gaps. I mean, obviously, the township would be part of that committee, but I see.
Mhm.
Okay,
so I'm assuming that everybody's interested
Mhm.
in this
Yeah.
25 for a 25th.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. That should have started off with that, I guess.
Mhm.
But I don't necessarily need to chair the committee, but I'd love to be on the committee. So I think, yeah, we just do a call out and then find out what all these entities are doing, but especially Bunisher Inspired and the museum and the library.
Mhm.
And then, is the curling club doing the escape room? We need to ask them that as
And
well.
figure out our branding and help Sarah for this,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
okay, coolio.
with the communications too.
And so the 25th, does it have a particular week or date or target time?
Well, no, and for the 125th, we did quite a bit around that Canada Day time,
But it was the entire year.
but it was the entire year. But we did like the time capsule. And the Amazing Race was a couple of weeks later, like a lot of stuff right around in that July and August timeframe.
Yeah, it makes sense. Good.
But the
The,
time, the time capsule we did on Canada Day, correct? I believe we did.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
the tourist app that we're looking at, sorry, I forget the name of it on.
Oh,
I'm sure we can utilize, if, I think we're going forward with. that.
yes.
Yeah,
we
launching
can
the start of
utilize-
that.
Utilize that app for,
Yeah.
Okay,
for
yeah,
our anniversary celebrations.
well, and that could take the whole
Yeah.
Amazing Race, scavenger hunt, whatever,
Mhm.
it could be a real help.
Mhm,
Although I love doing it,
me too.
it was really good.
So at this point, the direction to staff is to do a call out for volunteers for the 25th anniversary committee. And then Sarah's gonna reach out to the other groups and just kind of get ideas of what events they're
Perfect.
putting on.
Perfect.
Okay, got it.
When we're,
Awesome.
If we wanna come together for one initial
Yes.
meeting,
Yes,
I was gonna
And
say,
then-
what are we asking in volunteers? Like, do we wanna give?
If
them-
they want to be part of the 25th committees.
Yeah.
yeah, and if they're
And to
coming
bring
with
their
ideas,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd say call for volunteers and ideas on how we can celebrate. Cause people may not be able to volunteer, but may have a good idea.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
sure.
I don't think we'll have a huge problem coming up with 25, considering we came up with, I think, 127. And
well,
we
you
just
start
did-
counting the events that take
That
place,
already
all of the
happened.
I
service
know.
groups, community groups, quite a bit.
I know, that's.
Especially if you're looking at a year.
Yeah,
but it's really nice to brand the 25 that gets
Oh, it
each
is.
one of them that
Yeah.
much more attention.
Well, it's easier to communicate publicly when you have them
Mhm.
together.
yeah.
Perfect.
But I think it's, yeah, it's a great time to come together and do something big. That's why I didn't want to comment on your whole ideas for Canada Day, because I thought, we have a meeting and I want to know what they're, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
didn't want to.
Yeah.
Let's find out what everybody else is doing first.
And, I don't know if there's and also whether the township are doing, and if there's some sort of tie-in, like we included other townships events too, I believe.
I
in the last
think-
thing.
Well, I'm assuming everybody's going to do something for the 25th. Because we all amalgamated the same year.
I don't
Oh,
know.
we didn't?
No.
Apparently, we did not amalgamate the same year.
I'm just curious what others are doing, or if they're doing anything.
Now,
No,
some
I
are
know what
slower.
we did, but
Like Admast and Brumley amalgamated January 1st, 2000. We were 2001, other ones, yeah, they're different.
oh, so not everybody's doing a 25th anniversary. My
Everybody
bad.
We just figured that one out then.
Well, I didn't live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would I know?
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on that? No? Maybe?
So just one other thought that I had in looking at all of these different pieces and puzzles is maybe we should look early in the new year at a town hall meeting. And we could talk about the outcome of the meeting with BMO, unless BMO is having their own.
Oh, we're
Town
going
hall?
to have a town
Yeah.
hall.
So I think like that, and then we can include some information about, like, I even found the OPP information interesting to be able to share with the public. And
It's-
to include on the new waste site and on the 25, and I think like we could have an agenda for like. Because people don't come here during the day, but it would be nice in terms of like a New Year's levy. To host something where we give a bit of a rundown, maybe it's in February after Roma.
Okay, so hang on. Number one, I was shocked when I read that OPP document.
Mhm.
Is that actually for the public? Are we allowed to release it?
It was on the website if it's in our.
No, but
They said
It's-
yes.
They said yes.
I was shocked at the
Okay.
opioid numbers.
Well, it was
Yeah.
never allowed to be shared before, so that concerned me.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of a New Year's levy. But I think Bank of Montreal has to be standalone.
Mhm.
I think it's gotta be its own. And I mean, I said publicly, yes, we've gotta have a town hall. I don't wanna plan anything until after tomorrow. Because we don't know what Bank of Montreal is gonna say. I think quite frankly, I think it's going to be ludicrous. I'm very disappointed. However, I mean, Annette's got her report for tomorrow. And I'd like to discuss this at our December 16th meeting for town hall to be
Mhm.
determined a date before Roma. But then everything else, yes, a New Year's levy, or it doesn't have to be a New Year's levy, but a town hall with some of the new information and also getting stuff out there. Like, by the way, it's our 25th.
I
Mhm.
was just gonna say, use this
Anniversary.
opportunity to announce the anniversary.
And so, yes, this is all great information, but I think BMO is an information item unto itself.
But let me be clear, I'm not saying instead of what they're doing, or what BMO does, but I think as a follow-up to say,
Oh, no, I don't think BMO is gonna do one.
well,
I think we are gonna have to do one.
oh, so you think that we do a town hall just on BMO and then a town hall
Yes,
on
ma'am.
other things?
Yes, I think BMO, number one, I think the other stuff is really for our township. BMO is for our township and surrounding area.
Yeah.
The Algonquins of Bikwaknagan, as far as Killaloe, North Algonquin Wilberforce, perhaps Amneston Brawley.
Mennonites were
The
just on the
Mennonites,
list.
Mhm.
It's a
exactly.
huge group that is not gonna be serviced.
Our service clubs are, and anyway, I'd like to. I promised Annette I wouldn't have a rant.
I don't know how we can't not have a rant on this
Until,
subject.
well, I've had rants with people on the phone that have phoned me, but I would prefer not to have a rant until after our meeting tomorrow. And then I will rant away.
I will just suggest something for us to think about is that BMO is going to be a big issue that will bring people up. And then they'll come out and they'll be upset. It would be nice to have other things that we can talk once we get a bigger group of people to then share some of the other positive things going out. Not saying to balance it out, but using the opportunity of getting, and so we can have a part A and a part B, but I do think that that will be a good hook to get people coming. So let's think about
Let's
it.
think about it, but I still think they have to be separate because I do think BMO is going to bring from all
Mhm.
over. And what we're doing with, even with the OPP stuff, and that I think needs to be after Roma as well for costing.
Mhm.
Cause I think there's a bigger issue here than just the report. Yeah,
I looked at that report,
I
I'm
know.
sorry, the police report, and
I
I
know.
thought this is BS. I'm
well, I
sorry, I'm
was,
gonna say it.
no, and I was shocked by it, and we've never, ever, in all the years I've been sitting here, we've never been allowed to release it.
Yeah,
In fact, we wanted to discuss it when you were on council, and we were told we had to go into close to even talk about it.
Yeah,
like how can you declare a opioid crisis in Pikwaknagan and not have any opioid related incidents in their report?
I have no idea.
That doesn't, something is wrong there. Sorry,
I do not know.
it's a very serious issue and you see it in the report, it's suggesting it's not a serious issue.
And there were other things that I thought were missing, but I don't really want to comment until, yeah.
What happens when you put it out publicly?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say it when we got to the OPP, but our superintendent for Upper Ottawa Valley, Steph Neufeld, took he is becoming the superintendent of Eastern Region.
oh,
So a
good,
staff sergeant,
he's great.
except I'm gonna miss him.
Oh, so he's leaving here?
Yes. It's very sad.
Where's he going?
Well, he's gonna be the soup for Eastern Region.
But won't he still be?
No, I don't know where he go. It might be Kingston, actually.
Has that been announced?
Yeah, he sent an email. It's very sad. Steph was with me a lot during the flooding. In any case.
That's it, there are a lot of really good people in that.
Oh, yeah, no, they're fantastic,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, let's just get through, Annette and I both said, boy, I wish we could have this meeting before council on Tuesday, and it didn't happen, so it's happening tomorrow.
Do we want to go through, I mean, I think we all read the BMO.
Yeah.
The only thing I had to add was acknowledging the Mennonite community. I mean, for them
Yeah.
to be expected to go to Pembroke, I would think that the FCAC, that should be enough for them to put holds on BMO for doing this.
I agree
How do
with
you
you.
serve it? How does that community be serviced in banking?
Well, and
When they travel by horse and buggy, I'm sorry,
So-
but you know,
the thing I think that bothered me the most was the idea that it was the building itself. That was the problem. So I had a couple of, number one, they're a big three bank. To say that they can't afford to repair that building is ludicrous.
yeah.
But there are also other buildings in and around Eganville that could be used. So again, I will reserve all my nasty comments until after tomorrow, but I agree with you. Like, I think that there are vulnerable sectors or sectors in our community that driving 40 minutes either to Pembroke or to Renfrew to use their bank is a non-starter.
We have two. We have Pickwalknagon and we have the Mennonites,
Exactly.
and that's a very growing community. that
And our
rely
senior
solely on-
population.
They rely solely on
Yeah.
BMO.
And then when you
Have
get to
we-
Pembroke, try to find a place to park.
And also, like, there's no bank in like Quadville or something, they probably all use
BLR.
Eganville
Yes,
Yeah.
as their.
exactly.
So are we officially gone from mayor's report to BMO?
I'm passionate about this subject.
I opened it up.
See, that was like a seamless transition.
Surely was.
Yeah.
It just flowed. Yeah,
A lot of emotions around this one.
Yeah,
So just give me a little more information for everyone about the meeting tomorrow. Is that not a public meeting? That's a meeting with
Annette and I and representatives of
the
BMO.
BMO. Very
Yeah.
good. So we'll look forward to your doing
Now,
a good job for it.
Do
I have
we,
taken
do you-
no less than 50 phone calls about this. And I will tell you, some of them were heartbreaking and just made me more and more and more disappointed and angry when you hear the crackling of somebody's voice that going to the bank is what they do.
Mhm.
They don't do online banking.
yeah,
They come here to pay their taxes and they come in with a check. Or they come in with cash. They don't, it's not their culture to use online or deposit a check
demographic,
using
right?
their,
Not used to it.
or
Like,
using
yeah,
their phone.
Yeah,
So it's been a lot.
Seniors who get a lift into the bank, because that's how they do their banking, are not gonna be able to get to Pembroke. And we find this during the Delivering Meals on Wheels and the Warm Meals program. These people aren't computer literate. And they depend on a relative to help them with a little of this or that.
100%.
So to tell them to switch to online banking is cruel and unusual.
Well, and Murph's not wrong. Parking at both the BMO in Renfrew and in Pembroke is not ideal.
yeah. To park on the street pretty much. If you have any mobility issues, you gotta get something out front.
Exactly.
Sorry,
It's-
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm wondering if there is anything that you have thought of already. That we can offer as a township. That will help BMO stay. So, I'm not sure if enticement is the right word, or if there is. Anything that we can
Can
do.
we have this conversation after tomorrow? Because I think
Makes
that there
sense.
are some ideas. But again, I don't want to have preconceived ideas out there. I want to see what they have to say. And then, no, we wouldn't bonus them. There would
No.
not be enticements, but I think that there are ideas for them to stay in the village.
Right.
Yeah,
I just think it's like they will make business decisions and there's. We can make all of the heartbreaking pleas that we want, but it will come to head office and they may not hear that, but what they can hear are what can we do to put it on the table to help them stay here?
yeah.
And, once you lose a bank, you're not getting it back, and we see how that can hurt the development, and it has monetary after effects. in
It's
terms
going
of-
backwards.
It's going backwards, it hurts housing values, it hurts a whole bunch of things that I think we need to do everything we can in the present to keep them here before it's too late.
Agreed, and that is the mandate. Will it be the mandate for tomorrow? No, I'm assuming that there will be further meetings, but that is the mandate. And Annette and I have tried very hard to get a hold of the band council chief in Pikwakanagan for his input on this closure as well. So,
Do we have representation in the Mennonite community? To partner with, to have them involved in this?
not really, but I'm certain that we could get them involved.
I would think they would be a big player in this and then possibly the FCCAC stopping.
Well, I mean, the commissioner of banking was my knee-jerk reaction,
Mhm.
but not without a meeting with them first, right?
In terms of process and roles and responsibilities, would we appeal to FCAC or was the channel going through BMO first? BMO first, but do we as a municipality then appeal to FCAC?
Yes.
And I think we get as many advocacy partners as we can find. Like
Okay.
you said, with the Mennonites, that's a
Yeah.
great example. We can
Mhm.
certainly go out there and visit with them, you know. get
And
closer
all of
on
their
all the
customers,
Different people, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think,
they're customers that didn't even get a heads up.
Yeah.
Customers that have been with them for 50, 60, 70 years, they weren't even given. See, this is what I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
It's-
just,
it's
it's important to
disgraceful. The whole
talk
thing's
about, yeah,
disgraceful.
yeah.
Something you may want to use, maybe it wasn't, some people I've known here said, don't get behind the Mennonite at the bank. Because they're taking everything in cash, they gotta sit and count it all.
Well, to prove that how deeply they're going to be affected, more so
Absolutely.
than I would say any other group here.
Yeah,
And we have a unique community, with these members within our community that is unique to Eganville and not to other areas.
Mhm.
but as the village center for so many other areas, and I did think of PLR.
Even,
but-
even Admas and Brumley.
Yep.
Mhm.
This end of that, that's
Side,
probably
yeah,
100%.
And also, North Algona, of course,
Absolutely.
on,
Yeah.
the Lake Dory people, where they use Eganville as their
Oh,
post
I would say
office.
even further than
Well,
that.
even further, but you
Yeah,
know, there's a lot of where Eganville is the center of the Ottawa Valley.
that is true.
Yep, I think that we have it sounds like a lot of community groups, but with a vested interest in tackling this issue.
Agreed. So if you leave this with Annette and I, we can report back, but it's been a very frustrating time, and I will tell you, I was on the phone with one of the county councilors, and I'm getting a text from Gerald Tracy, and I'm thinking, what are you talking about? What do you mean BMO's closing?
Mm.
That just can't be. Like,
It's crazy.
it mind blowing. Anyway,
Okay, moving on. Do we want to talk about the,
and that's like,
given the mood in the room, do we want to talk about the OPP report? Any further?
Well, no, just basically, most of the offenses are, as you know, notice are down. One of the issues still out there is mental health, and the officer has to take a mental health patient to Pembroke or whatever, and sit there with the mental health patient for 3 or 4 hours until they get service. So he's trying to get a way to get a mental health person to a hospital without having an officer sitting there tied up 3 or 4 hours.
so I didn't really understand that as a call for service when we've got Mesa. And Mesa will come and pick that person up.
Okay.
That's what yeah. There are some of these that really I wasn't sure about. Also interesting, the PO, or the highway traffic ones, where, boy, if we had automated speed enforcement, wouldn't that be helpful?
Versus drunk driving?
The
Versus the 24 people for drunk driving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the irony that so like when you think there are 1,000 or whatever the number was, and how many more would there be if there were officers in school zones? Goodbye, Debbie.
Oh,
Thank you
just
for
getting to the
coming.
media session.
I know, I'm sorry, I have an appointment that I have to. get
No
to.
worries, no worries.
We'll write something up and send it
Yeah,
to
that's
Gerald.
I told you to.
I didn't want to shame her for leaving, I just want to say goodbye.
It's all good.
Anyway, there were a few things in this that I thought, interesting. But again, we were never allowed to release this report, and I find it interesting that we're able to scrutinize it.
But I appreciate the transparency of it,
So do, oh,
you know,
no.
like it's about time.
But it's
that's exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's a summary of statistics with no interpretation.
right.
and
No
chance
contact.
to ask-
Yeah, it makes you
ask
question
questions, yeah.
accuracy of it.
Well, I also found it interesting, like the number of lines they had for cannabis, which is now decriminalized
Yeah,
or legalized, but yet under the drug crimes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines for cannabis. And there's nothing about any other. Now, I wonder if that is because there's legal cannabis and then there's illegal cannabis,
Still
but it
is.
seems like it's disproportionate, where I'd like to know, like, you know,
is there
opioids and meth and, you
Yes.
know, hard
Is it under
drugs.
cannabis, you mean?
You know, what are the, what are
Yeah.
the, what's happening with that in our area? Of course, those are gonna be zero because it's been legalized.
But opioids shouldn't be. I mean,
The
No,
last
I don't
charge,
understand why
the last
cannabis is
charge.
even on the chart.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's-
saying.
it's people who are trying to still grow profitable amounts when you're limited to personal amounts.
Yeah, you can only
That was one of
leave
the-
plants, so
Oh,
you get charged
There
for
are
having
still
more.
charges under that.
oh,
You
if
could
you,
still have it grow up.
right, an illegal grow up with more than the plants that you are allowed as a human.
yeah.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
Mhm. But it still takes up a lot of real estate for something that's probably a minor issue, when there are much bigger, more important drug issues that,
Yeah,
as you were saying.
Well, zero for opioids, so that's what I was like. You know,
But
that can't be.
no. Anyway. Well,
I'm just wondering if Pickwacknagon doesn't get represented under here.
Well, no, they wouldn't,
Right.
because they're, oh, yeah, they would.
Yeah, they
They're
would.
in here. Now, is this only our, this is not only.
This is
our-
us.
This is all of us, right?
I think it's
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is everything is in like all of the detachment.
Cause I didn't see them handing separate reports to different municipalities like they have in the past.
oh, weird, it used to be ours.
Mhm.
Oh,
So their catchment area is that which is not covered by Upper Ottawa Valley and Renfrew detachment, so
it's the 8 of us.
the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird, because we used to get our own. Like just for Bonnechere Valley. Okay.
Any other comments? Questions?
Talking about our own, shall we say, if you stop an impaired driver over by the bank, it's, assigned to us. If you stop the same impaired driver down on the highway, it's, they don't show it as gone for Bonnechere Valley.
Right, it's POA under the county,
Yeah,
for highway traffic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, moving on, establish the next meeting date.
December 16th.
Just like I say, I would like it if those numbers were accurate for opioids.
Yes,
I think that
Well, it
was
would
the
be
goal.
good to know.
it sounds
If-
like they're
oh, I
not,
see
it
what you're
sounds like they're
saying.
not reporting on it.
Like where,
Yeah.
I know that the federal government and probably like the opioids have been on the radar, and there's been a lot of money spent on.
Yep.
You know, curbing and
Supporting.
like
Right.
cracking down on it. So if we're seeing data that suggests it's working, that would be terrific to know. But I
kind of
don't- I
feel like
find
they're
it
not
hard to
reporting. Yeah, me
believe,
too.
but
I
I-
mean, we have a
that's why-
crisis. We have a crisis
Well, that's
globally.
it. We know that.
I know, but here, and to, like, and
Unless-
then to read that report to
Has
suggest.
the
we don't-
has the crisis moved to the larger centers?
What does the health board, Board of Health say? Have they report on it, don't they?
Yeah. They didn't report at this meeting.
Okay. I'd just be interested to see what they're saying. 'Cause
Oh,
if both the OPP and the Board of Health are seeing, you know, a
Right.
decrease.
one could be
decrease.
about the
Yeah.
criminality of it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the charges laid, while the other is the health implications.
Human side, yeah.
Yeah,
So if they're both going down, that would make sense. But
right.
if one's increasing and the other one, nothing's happening, then something's not being addressed. Right?
Unless
Yeah.
they're going, unless the opioid crises are going to the larger
Yeah,
centers.
that's possible.
I think it's everywhere.
Which wouldn't be the Killaloe detachment, right? You'd be talking about UOV and Renfrew.
But I think the point is it's about the criminality.
Yeah,
of
I agree.
Charges being laid versus the crisis in people having overdoses. You don't get charged for having an overdose.
No,
Right,
if that's what they're looking at.
Right, so these are charges being laid.
and your
Which is a very
overdose
different-
rate would actually not come from our CDHU, it would probably come from our paramedics
Mhm.
or from John.
I mean, there's been articles, and I don't know where these people are from, of drug captures and raids and stuff like that, where they have found fentanyl. So, but again, I don't know where those residents live.
Yeah,
No, I
Mhm.
think they were in the larger centers, like you're
Yes,
saying.
that's
Yeah,
what
The
I-
criminality might be in the larger centers.
Right,
That
but
doesn't
the
mean the
usage-
impact is not
That's
everywhere.
right,
right.
But that would be in this report.
right.
But even when we're talking about encampments, people in encampments are moving to larger centers where the services are. Right? They don't want to live on our geo trail where there's nothing here. They want to live in Pembroke, where there's the grind, there's the warming center, there's
Yeah.
Mesa. There's, there are a host of services right there for them.
I mean, I've had residents complain to me that there are people here with selling opioids and things like that. I can't prove that. This is
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
residents talking, so whether it's true or not, but I mean, it's everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised. There's some
I
here.
know, but I wish people would not spread that kind of thing without knowledge.
Well, people do, it's human nature. And unfortunately, if it's, we're not a task force to go, investigate the research into that.
No, no, we're not.
Anyway. Okay. Is there anything else on police reporting? No? We've got the next meeting date, no media session, so I guess this concludes the meeting. Can I have someone to move in to close the meeting? Or to end the meeting, I should say. Murph, all in favor? Great, thank you.
Do we have a public meeting